I really enjoy this movie, but I did not like all the homophobia in it. Like, this movie is supposed to be about how bad racism is, but then also attacking another marginalized community. How the hell are you gonna do that? They just spend the whole movie because a gay couple um, dies pretty early on in the movie. Um, so for the rest of the movie, cops referred to them as the F slur, saying who would want to steal the F slur's body and blah 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 blah. And they use that word a bunch, including one of the main characters who's supposed to be a good guy. Just very weird. The kills in this movie, a lot of them are pretty cool. Some are just fine. It's a PG horror movie. Honestly, I don't care about it having good kills or not, because this movie was amazing. Though I will say my favorite kill of the movie is when he's trying to figure out if his little vampire theory is correct, and he digs up a body. He hopes he's not going to find anything, but unfortunately he does. He finds one of the gay guys, Bobby, and he has to fight him off. Then he puts a stake in his heart and he beats the stake into his chest with a shovel. It's just insane. And on top of that, his girlfriend's screaming in the background, telling him not to do it, not to do it, which is understandable. She's seeing her husband kill somebody, even if it is in self-defense. And she also had thought, like, oh, he's still alive. He was just freaking out because he was buried alive. But no, not really. He was a vampire. They're actually able to deal with some tough topics pretty early on in the movie, like the slave trade. But they decide to skim over that, unfortunately. And they're like, oh yeah, it's like 150 years later, Dracula's been dead for 150 years. And for whatever reason, they decide that the main character is just going to be a reincarnated version of his love life from the opening scene. It's the exact same actor, except now her name is Tina instead of Luva. Because at first, when he was calling her Luva, I thought it really was her, just like him. So I guess the movie works like that. And even though it's like hundreds of years in the future, so you'd think it would be kind of like a fish out of water movie, they do not explore that at all. Even though he gets hit by a car, you'd think he would be like, what the fuck is this? But no, he's just kind of chill being in this new future world. Not expected at all. It's honestly a really fun movie. I just don't like a lot of the homophobia. Even though he knows that they're coming to destroy his coffin, can you guess where he hides his wife? In the coffin. So they accidentally kill her instead of him, and he decides that he has nothing left to live for without her in this world, and he goes out and kills himself by letting himself being exposed to sunlight. Even though she had been reincarnated before, I guess he couldn't wait. Honestly, pretty solid movie. Just like I said before, don't like all the homophobia. But it honestly kind of makes sense, especially since all the homophobia is coming from mainly cops. And that is a real reason why the Jeffrey Dahmer case got as bad as it did, was because the cops didn't take any of it seriously, because Dahmer was a gay man, and that was why he was able to kill so many people. So I guess it makes sense, but at the same time, I would just rather it not be in the movie, especially not with that many slurs, because they say the F slur, by my count, at least 5 times, if not more. And this is a movie about a black character, and they only use the N-word once. Doesn't mean I want them to use it more, but just kind of weird in my opinion. But he does an amazing performance. All the characters are amazing. Honestly, wished the cop's wife was in the movie more, because that scene at the grave scene was amazing acting. I would have loved to see her more, but she unfortunately does not do too much in the movie.